Great. Now that we're going through these videos, you're probably starting to think, okay, Vijay, thanks for teaching me all this, but how do I actually start getting invested? How do I start investing into the market, right? Well, in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to open up your first brokerage account if you don't already have one. And if you already have a brokerage account, feel free to skip this video. Awesome. Well, there are so many different brokerage accounts to choose from. And so you're probably wondering, how do I choose the right one for me? Now, before we even get into picking a brokerage account, let's talk about what is a brokerage account. Why do you need one? Well, if you remember a few videos back, we talked about markets, right? The farmer's market. The brokerage account, think of it like the actual market. It's a place where you can go place a trade, and then the broker kind of finds someone who is on the opposite side of that trade. So if you want to buy a share of SPY, how are you going to find the person selling it, right? That's what this broker does. You place a trade online, they find the seller, and then they basically transact for you. The cool thing is everything's done purely online. You don't have to call anyone. You don't need to physically go anywhere. In fact, you could do it all on your phone. That's pretty much what I do. The cool thing is that over the last few years, some of these high-end brokers are not charging any fees for being a broker. Back in the day, I'm not that old, but I was paying around $5 to $8 for each trade that I was making. So if I wanted to buy one share, I would have to pay $7 or $8. Now it's pretty much free. You do still have to pay some commissions when you're trading options later on, but the price also got lowered significantly. So as consumers or as investors, we are benefiting significantly by this. Great. So there are a bunch of brokers like we talked about, and you can choose whichever one you want. The only thing I'd recommend is staying away from Robinhood, just because they have had some issues with, outages, and it's just not really where you want to be putting your money. If you're going to start investing, start building good habits, let's get a well-reputed broker, and it's all the same cost. It's literally free, so might as well just get a good broker. So some of the brokers I personally use and I've liked using are Fidelity, E-Trade, and Interactive Brokers. So let's walk through why I use each one and in which instance I used one. If you're watching this video, you most likely did not have a sizable investment account just because you haven't invested before. That's why you're watching this video. So for that, I would recommend Fidelity. Fidelity has great mutual funds you can invest into, and they have great auto recurring deposit features. So every single month, they could just take money directly from your bank account, put it into your investment account, and automatically invest that money for you, and you don't have to do anything. So Fidelity is a great place to get started. As you start getting more and more investments, you can actually transfer of assets from Fidelity to E-Trade, where you can start trading options. I don't necessarily recommend Fidelity for options trading, but I like it for the simplicity of investing recurrently in auto deposit mode. Now, after you get a sizable amount of investments in your Fidelity account, you could do a transfer of assets from Fidelity to E-Trade, where you can actually start trading options. Now, when I say sizable, you need to be able to buy at least 100 shares of a certain stock or ETF that you are bullish on, basically a security you think is going to do well in the long run. And for me, I personally do index funds. Now, once you're able to buy 100 shares of the specific security, you can do a transfer of assets from Fidelity all the way to E-Trade, and it's just a simple form that you fill out online. I actually have a video about this in the options section, and then from there you could start trading options. So again, until then, just use Fidelity. So let's jump into it and I'll show you what the website looks like. Here I am on Fidelity's website. It's literally just fidelity.com. You come to open account, and then what I would recommend is, if you don't already have one, open up a retirement IRA, Roth IRA specifically. Now, what is a Roth IRA? A Roth IRA stands for Roth Individual Retirement Account. Think of it like a bank account, right? You put in money into your bank account from your job, and you could use that to buy groceries, gas, pay rent, right? Now, Roth IRA is kind of the exact same thing, but the only difference is you can only use that money to buy investments. And it's a retirement account, so you're not supposed to touch it until you're 59 and a half years old. The cool thing is you put in money which you've already paid taxes on. So money which is in your bank account. Remember, your employer withheld taxes, so you've already paid money on that. Now you take this money, you transfer it into your Roth IRA, and all the investment returns you get are completely tax-free for the rest of your life. So if you make money through capital gains or dividends or option selling or interest, anything, you don't have to pay any taxes this year or in the future. The cool thing is, after you withdraw after the age of 59 and a half, you don't have to pay a single dollar in taxes because you've already paid the taxes when you put the money into the account. So Roth IRA is one of the best retirement accounts, which I'd recommend. There are some restrictions though. You can only contribute $6,000 $6,000 a year maximum. And you have to be earning less than a certain amount. It's about $144,000 right now at the time of this recording, but each year it does get adjusted for inflation. So just type in Roth IRA income limit and you'll be able to get the most recent, most relevant information. So I'd recommend contributing that $6,000 every single year until you're able to not contribute anymore. And at that point, you can contribute to different accounts and there's different ways around it, but definitely max it out. Now, if you remember in the previous video, we talked about dollar cost averaging. You can actually dollar cost average that $6,000 over 12 months. So that could be $500 every single month, and you can get that auto recurring deposited into your brokerage account. Now, remember, Fidelity would auto draft it from your bank account, puts into your retirement account, automatically invests it on your behalf, and then you could just walk away, not worry about it because you know it's getting invested. Now, once you get a certain dollar amount of assets, you can do a transfer of assets from Fidelity to E-Trade, where you could start trading options, which we talk about later. So here we are, Roth IRAs. You can click open Roth IRA, and let's say you actually make too much money and you can't actually contribute to Roth IRA. You could open up just a regular brokerage account and you can start investing. Same steps. But Roth IRA, you open now, you go through, you type in all the information. If you have an account, you can log in. If not, you can go through and just follow the instructions. It takes about 10 minutes to do. After you open up an account, in the next video, I'm going to show you what you can look at to invest in until you hit a certain threshold to be able to buy 100 shares of your ETF. I'll see you in the next video.